Joining us now is Ryan West, principal at Roosevelt Elementary School, to talk about his position and what he loves about Roosevelt. Ryan, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me today.
So Ryan, could you begin with talking about your role as a principal at Roosevelt Elementary School here in the greater West Bloomfield area?
Sure. So my role as principal, honestly, it's probably one of the best gigs out there as far as what you get to do. I get to interact with the students, which I love every day. I also have a phenomenal staff here at Roosevelt Elementary with a lot of programs that we're able to provide for our students. And I get to work with them too. I get to lead them and work in curriculum and just kind of have the whole gamut of what we get to do to help provide our students in West Bloomfield with really positive, good opportunities.
Ryan, can you talk to us a little bit about Roosevelt Elementary School? We have a couple of great elementary schools here in the greater West Bloomfield area, but what is it about Roosevelt that people should know and come to learn more about Roosevelt Elementary and why they should send their children there?
Sure, and I would agree, we do. We have phenomenal elementaries in West Bloomfield, and Roosevelt is one of those that provides a couple unique opportunities to students. First and foremost, we're a K-5 building, so we're the only K-5 building in the district. We have an emphasis on STEAM education, which integrates the science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And our teachers have kind of a deliberate approach to put a real-world experience in front of our students. So we look for ways to build projects. We look for ways to integrate sciences and social studies into the other content areas and provide them with, those unique opportunities. In addition to that, we also house the District Magnet program here at Roosevelt. So that is a gifted and talented program for our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students where they each, there's one cohort of students, one group of 3rd graders, one group of 4th graders, and one group of 5th graders that work in a multi-age, large learning area, and they stay with those teachers for 3 years in kind of an accelerated program.
Ryan, with the COVID-19 pandemic tuning down a little bit, could you talk to us about how the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted you guys at Roosevelt and looking to the future now with the mask mandate being over, how that has impacted you guys?
Certainly. So I would say, first and foremost, through the entire pandemic, our district was very innovative, I believe, in providing opportunities for our students to just continue on education the best that we possibly could, given the circumstances that we were dealt. Staff did a phenomenal job continually putting the needs of students first. The refreshing thing is that now with the mask mandate recently being lifted, school pretty much feels like school used to before the pandemic started. So we're back in school 5 days a week. We're here full days. Students have the option to wear a mask, and certainly we respect that if they would like to, but it's not mandated. The same for our staffing. They may choose to wear a mask, or maybe if they're working with a group of students that does wear masks, they may put a mask on, but again, it's not mandated. And for us at Roosevelt, we're getting back to the project-based learning. We're getting back to having students, work in groups, collaboration, some of those things that, we did have to kind of, I don't want to say miss out on, but just be innovative in how we provided those opportunities for our students when we did have to, have more social distancing and the masks and things like that.
Ryan, with some of those hands-on activities now being a little bit more open and being able to do those in the classrooms, could you give us some insight into some of the different programs and projects that the kids in Roosevelt are working on right now?
Certainly. So actually, last Friday, we had an event called Day of Design, where our entire school goes through the design process, and we have sponsors and volunteers from across the community that work with us, like Sunberg Farrar, Lowe's, Lawrence Tech University, and they bring specialists into the building, and then students meet with them, and they make a design prototype. So they all participate in Michigan Design Prize annually every year. And as part of that, they build a product and they design it, and then they actually make a prototype. So we were very collaborative on Friday. We have right now the hallways are full of probably 300 to 400 projects that are cardboard and all sorts of wonderful creations. And what's fascinating to see is that as the community members come in, you get to see the creativity in the minds of young students, which sometimes as adults, I don't think I would solve that problem that way, but watching a 1st or a 2nd grader figure out how to design and create something is just phenomenal. And so we're always trying to give them those opportunities. And as you alluded to, now that COVID is relaxing a little bit, we can group up more and have some of those collaborative opportunities for our students.
Ryan, as we look into the spring and a little bit into the end of the school year, could you talk about some of the events that you guys have coming up to wrap up this semester of school?
Certainly. So right now it's March is Reading Month. So March is celebrated really across the entire state. And I know in all of the West Bloomfield schools, we have lots of events that are taking place. We have a virtual event this week where we're going to do some things with our families to promote the importance of reading in school and do some fun activities and games. We're having guest readers come back in. And then additionally in the spring, as the weather starts getting nicer, you know, some of our students will start getting outside and doing some of that science exploration again. And we'll have a STEAM event in the spring also that right now probably is virtual. But again, as we move in a positive direction, we may be able to do something here in person at the school in the spring. So that would be wonderful.
Ryan, as we wrap up here, if someone is interested in sending their child to Roosevelt Elementary School, or if they just have some questions or want to reach out, is there anything that you want to share with us at this time about how they can contact the school and also anything else coming up on the horizon?
Certainly, yeah. So I would say the first step would be go ahead and check out the WB website. The main school website is a great resource. It talks about all of the schools. It talks about the uniqueness of the different schools that we have here, the opportunities that we provide our students, the great diversity that we have within our school district. And there is a dedicated page specifically to enrollment and to even kindergarten enrollment if you have a younger student and this is your first student enrolling. You always can call the office, the main office at Roosevelt. My secretarial staff is phenomenal, and they are always willing to help answer any questions that are available. Or if you wanted to shoot me an email, again, my contact information can all be found on our website, and we're always happy to provide any information we can to our parents to try and, you know, see if Roosevelt is the best fit for your student or if WB in general is a good spot for your student to be.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Ryan. We appreciate it.
Thank you.